where people are coming from all over the world. So let us know that.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Friday night edition of The Awakening World. I'm your host, Love Coach Scott Katamas, and we have a wonderful, wonderful show tonight. The amazing power couple, Shri and Kira, are with us live from Ecuador, and they are a vision of the future. They are living in the reality that we all want to be a part of. And I'll briefly put the spotlight on them. We're going to spend the whole show with Shri and Kira. So we're going to get to know them and learn all about the amazing pyramid they just had created. It's an amazing accomplishment, their peace pyramid. So we're going to be with Shri and Kira in just a moment. But a couple of quick announcements. I want to welcome all the people in our Zoom room. And I see so many of our regulars are with us, and I see a lot of new friends. So welcome everybody in the Zoom room. I see we've got about 60 people already. And I also want to welcome all of you that are watching on Facebook. Thank you to John and Summer Raymer. They run the Sign Network, that's S-I-N-E, and they get us out to over 100 Facebook groups and pages. So thousands of you are watching us on Facebook. I also want to thank Alan Steinfeld, who puts us out on New Realities TV. I want to thank our newest broadcast partner, Sheila Seppi, and the Conscious Awakening Network. Now, if any of you are watching on CAN or Alan's YouTube or our YouTube or one of the Facebook groups, I want to invite you to come on into our Zoom room. And it's really easy to do that. And you want to do that because you're going to want to ask questions of Shri and Kira. And by coming into our Zoom room, what we're really doing, we are inviting you to become part of the Global Peace Tribe. We are a wonderful worldwide community of people that come together, and we do 3 or 4 shows every week that are inspiring to bring you the great luminary leaders, amazing musical artists. It's an amazing group, and it's easy to register. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com, and then click where it says to register. And that's where you'll see we do 3 or 4 shows every weekend. Here's, of course, the show we're about to do tonight. Tomorrow night, we've got an amazing show all about planetary ascension. We've got some of the great leaders like William Henry, the Twin Ray, the Stargate people, Pragit and Julianne, and always amazing music. Tomorrow night, we've got Cornflower, Pamela Lalou's Butters, and always Omoshar. In fact, you're going to hear Omoshar play in just a minute. And speaking of music, our Sunday show is getting us ready for the upcoming winter solstice. winter for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, and summer solstice for people like Sri and Kira down in Ecuador. And it's going to be a beautiful Sacred Sunday show of magic with Abigail Spinner McBride, who's a leading pagan goddess and priestess, Fanny Starchild, Omashar, and I've since added several other guests that are going to be with us. So you want to register, you want to join us. And what happens is when you register, you're going to get the links to all of our shows for now, all the way until April 1st. That's about, that's about 75 shows minimum that are all amazing, live, original, and wonderful. So come join the Global Peace Tribe. And one of the great things about being part of the Global Peace Tribe is you get to experience Omashar and his music. And he is truly the musical force that represents the spirit of our shows. Brother Omashar, what do you have for us tonight?
I'm already humbled, Scott. Thank you so much. And aloha and namaste, everybody. I am so blessed. And let's just take a few deep breaths together. Hands on heart. Let's just go deeper and deeper. And let's make this an evening to not even remember, just for our hearts to burst open with the light that we are from the great central sun. And I have a song called Feel the Love. And it's a really beautiful, gentle song. And let's just go there, shall we?
Lost in a sea of illusion, feeling so alone, lost on a wave of confusion. Where do you turn? Flow with the tide of completion. Know the reason why. And drink in the waters of healing. And be healed. We're coming home to the part of us that's waking up. And we know deep inside of us we've got a friend. Dive into the depths of your being. Dive into the deepest ocean and see the truth. And cast off the cover of darkness. Free yourself from fear. Show that you're ready and willing to make the change. We're coming home to the part of us that's waking up. Inside of us, we've got a friend. We remember the design of our lives. We remember the desire in our hearts. And we feel love, and we feel
Let's all twinkle a beautiful, beloved Brother Omar Shar for that perfect way to start our show. Absolutely perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to remind everybody that as we look at Omar Shar, let's just send him really big love, because he's here every show, every weekend, bringing us music that helps us to slow down and drop into our hearts. And we can also support this beautiful brother by buying his albums, and you can get them at Bandcamp. Just go to omarshar.bandcamp.com, and that's where you'll see his 5 current albums. Soon there will be a 6th one in this little blank spot that I keep looking at, knowing there's a new one being birthed, coming out of the oven soon. How are we doing with that?
It's an interesting process because it takes the time that it does. I have 2 on the burner at the same time. I have one of my generally transcribed awesome songs, and another one of sacred mantras. And it's interesting. Something was mentioned, I think, last week on one of the shows last week was someone asked Bob Dylan how he writes all these songs. And he says, I don't write them. I just write them down. And that is it. That is it. You just open, and you receive them. And I'm grateful for having that capacity. So thank you, Scott, for your support.
Absolutely. We're grateful for you, Omar Shar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of it coming through, I'm going to put the spotlight on our very special guests. I'm so grateful that even though we're starting at 10:30 at night where they are, that they're with us. And of course, I'm talking about beloveds Shri and Kira. Now, for any of you who don't know them, they are all about living and sharing the energy of naked authenticity as the gift of universal spirituality. They teach and they live the yoga of self-ascension. This is a non-dogmatic pathway, fully paved with their consciousness, which is peace, love, and joy, recognizing that together we are opening the doorway of enlightenment as the divine recognition that all of us, all beings, carry the full nature of the sacred inside of themselves. This blessing ignites the alchemical process of the law of instantaneous manifestation, which they are living. Wisdom teacher Sri Ram Ka is a gifted psychotherapist, skilled medical intuitive, and master of Vedic quantum healer. He also is an incredible builder, as we just saw before the show began, the pool and all the things that he creates in the physical realm. Master Lady Kira Ra was born highly clairvoyant, declared clinically dead of cancer in 1989. Thank God she is still with us in a beautiful body. Formerly a $1 million executive, she's now widely acclaimed as one of the most profound archangel oracles of our time. She has also called forward the original system of numerology, and she is widely published and just beloved. So thank you both for being with us, and welcome to another edition of the Awakening World, and fun collaborating together.
You know, it's an honor to be here, and thank you for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very precious. Thank you for the introduction. And Omashar, thank you for opening up the doorway to that tranquility and connection. It's just such a delight to bathe in that bath of love.
You know, I think we're still kind of just like breathing that in, you know, just really receiving that blessing and the opening of how this beautiful community comes together. And so we just bow before all of you and all of you here, witnessing everyone dancing and singing and enjoying.
Oh,
And
what a delight.
thank you. What a fabulous way to start. And we're just so grateful.
Beautiful. I, right off the bat, want to ask you about instantaneous manifestation. Tell us about what that is, how you experience it, and how can we learn about it?
Well, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
You know, mostly you're sitting in it, you're looking at it, you're experiencing it, and certainly with the Pyramid of Peace, which just culminated September 22nd, you're also witnessing it in real time again. But you know, if you just bring your hands to your heart, the experience of expanded consciousness goes so far beyond that which the mind could ever conceive. The law of instantaneous manifestation is nothing more than the actualization of the divine presence within. It's that moment of relaxation. It's the opportunity where the one is whole in the knowing I am as you are. And in that experience, in that depth of transcendent awareness, the ego relaxes and can no longer engage, because that which I am is the guiding experience. And in those moments, and we have those moments until we become that living experience, we touch the law of instantaneous manifestation through the alchemical awareness of all that I am. And that is our experience. You know, many, many years ago, Scott, when Sri and I began, and for us, it's a blink of an eye, right? For all of us, isn't it? We'll never forget that, you know, Archangel Zadkiel laughed and laughed when Sri asked about ascension. And Zadkiel just laughed and said, how can you ascend into that which you already are? The gift is to be here to remember while you are in form, rather than seeking to see that which you are when you decide to no longer be. And so in this moment, the law of instantaneous manifestation has brought us here. It has brought us into this moment of awareness, I think extraordinarily timed before your panel tomorrow, because it's a moment where all voices are coming forward again. And Sri and I have had the blessing of living with the indigenous elders for 12 years now. And it's a moment of rejoicing, and it's a moment of expansion, and it's a moment to say yes. It's a moment to say, you know, we've gotten here doing it this way so far. Maybe we're ready to just remember a little more and expand a little broader and have a little more fun while we're doing it.
You know, you really are kind of living the dream, because you're living in nature with indigenous elders, surrounded by God's beautiful, you know, one of the most beautiful places on the planet. But yet you also have all the comforts of high technology, beautiful pool, and a peace pyramid. Tell us about the Peace Pyramid? Sheree?
Brilliant. This is 20 years in the making. You need to know we have been building pyramids for 20 years. So I just had to give my husband all those kudos and love because this is his brilliance.
You know, one thing I just want to say for all of us to remember that the more we surrender into the authenticity that we are,
Indeed.
the more the ego relaxes before the love of the soul, the faster things move, the spontaneous manifestations and the joy expands. And so it's just, I just need to remind us that our minds get in the way, except when they are educated enough to say, I need to step aside. And so, you know, we need little reminders from time to time.
Right?
And the Pyramid of Peace is, in one sense, it's a reminder of the energy that resides in the center of your being. The first thing I want to share is that the pyramid itself is resonating well above 600 on David Hawkins' scale, is his levels of consciousness. And that is a saintly frequency. It is the peace that passeth all understanding. And that harmonic is constantly radiating. Now, not everybody tunes in to it. Like if someone's singing in the distance, you either are listening or you're ignoring.
Or you've gotten accustomed to tuning it out.
Exactly. People get in the habit of being less than, the habit of being closed down or bound up in their own absorption. So the pyramid, and we could talk about construction of the details, but the piece that I'm celebrating right now, and thank you for allowing me to share this, is it was just a week ago, some local folks came with their child.
It was so beautiful.
And the parents were, you know, talking about the beauty and the construction and the land and the air. And there's so much beauty all around. The little boy, maybe 6 years old, was skipping. You know how little children will skip? He was skipping in a circle.
We have
around
pictures.
the pyramid inside. And he was saying in Spanish, Yo veo luz, el Dios es aquí, está aquí. He's saying, I see light, God is here. And he was just bouncing with joy.
It's beautiful. The innocence. And that's, you know, the one thing about the pyramid, if we can, you know, we have a little film. You want to see it? Can we show it to you? You want to see it?
Sure. Do you have it integrated into your computer?
Just
Yeah.
by way of setup, the film is a little, it tells you a little bit about the history and why we did this. And it's just 4 minutes.
We've been working with the pyramids in Russia for 20 years.
Yeah.
And with our dear friends there. And we manufacture the Egyptian healing rods there. And we were very aware that we needed to have another pyramid built. And I want to share that this is the law of instantaneous manifestation. This pyramid was built during the 99 days of peace. We did this together. We did this all together. And in those 99 days, this miracle happened. It is actually a Guinness. It is the tallest world's bamboo built pyramid. It was 100% built by 4 different indigenous tribes using 100% renewable materials and no electricity.
So the
Hang on, before you show it, I just want to go back. I want to go back one step because you said it so fast.
Yeah.
The power of 4 different indigenous tribes coming together. And that in itself, I mean, I just would love for you, before we see the video, tell us about that, because that, when you said that, my whole body just went, wow.
Thank you. Thank you, because we worked really hard on that. You know, we're very, very blessed because of my indigenous background as a Native American. They trust me. And because Sheree and I lived with the Mayan elders for 7 years in Guatemala prior to living here, and then 2 years in Uruguay, we were very blessed that we are the only non-Kenyati that live in this village. And after we've been here 6 years now, right? So but after about 3 years, when we started gaining their trust, we started working with the Kenyari elders and the Kenyari people, and we had them on the September 26th. Matter of fact, you'll see them on this little video, and they'll be here again on New Year's. And because we gained their trust, we started talking to them about unification. Because we are here, self-ascension on the planet is about the unification of all. It is about each one of us demonstrating unification with every breath. It's why we're going back to Egypt. It's why we've been granted unprecedented access on this journey in June. We're at this moment where all of the codes are weaving back together. And it is the integrists that will discover that. Others might have their material energies, but the reality of this moment is that integrity is on the table.
Yeah.
It's a moment to say yes to integrity and to know it exists and that it cannot be bought. And it's important to know that because everyone deserves a choice.
Yes.
And this is important. It's really important in this moment.
You know, one of the things that I think sometimes people do not give their full comprehension to the word unity. Unity doesn't mean come and join my perspective.
Exactly. And this is how these tribes came.
Unity, certainly
Yeah.
all throughout the Americas, the Eagle Condor, reunification, etc. It has been an inspiring vision.
We just lived it for 12
However,
years.
when we bring people together with a shared vision, then it isn't about me anymore. It's about us.
It's the dance.
It's about the oneness.
It's
And
being.
it's important to continue to say yes to the oneness, yes to unification, yes to expansion.
And this is how those tribes wove in, is that because they trusted us, our Kenyari brethren spoke to our Amazonian brothers. And so on New Year's and on this past September, when we were with the broadcast, these people have never left the Amazon before.
Wow.
No, we're working with people that have never left. The people that were with us September 22nd were begging for their protection because they're the last ones. They're coming here and teaching us their ways because they're the last ones.
Yeah.
And this is what Global Minga is about. This is what our foundation does. And so through that energy, we have been working with all these tribes. So the Amazons came and danced with the Kenyari. And this is massive power. And then when it came time to build the pyramid, it's the coastal tribes who, forgive me, I'm just going to tell you what they call each other monkeys. The racial slurs between each other down here is horrific. But Shri and I could walk in because we speak their language, because we live here, because they know who we are. And they trusted us and brought us bamboo from the sacred forests that takes 5 years to grow. And you're going to see in the pyramid grows how many meters tall, Shri?
Oh, the
Like,
bamboo will grow 20
straight
meters
up,
tall, straight up.
Meters tall from the sustainable forest.
Yeah.
And they brought it from the coast all the way up here to the Andes Mountains, which in and of itself made the news because it was so historic. And they all stayed together and solved the engineering
They
and
lived
created
together.
a miracle. Exactly. And went from calling each other's monkeys and all its horrible racial slurs to becoming family. And they would sit down at every lunch and they would each bring food for each other. And whoever didn't have that day always got to eat. And that was Minga. And so they modeled, we build it because it's the right thing to do. We come together to do this because we know humanity is at a critical crossroads. We know that if we can just offer the energy of peace without anything attached to it, without any ulterior motive, if we can just offer that balancing frequency into a planetary thought body that is attached to fear and is addicted to the way it makes you feel, then that's a wave that perhaps we can all support. And our vision is 12 of these across the world. And we're praying our next one's going to go up in Australia soon. We're hoping that's number 2. We have some other places. The minute the 12 are built, it's a radiant frequency. And we invite all of you to come and just feel it. Millions of hits down here in South America, because it's the only thing like it. It's the only thing like it in the world. So is that enough of a setup? Can we show you the film?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for,
I
that's just such a beautiful story and it's such a powerful part of.
I feel like we're just, we don't want to talk too much. So we've been in the woods for 12 years by Angel.
Well, get ready because you're going to be talking for another hour. So,
God bless you.
But you can take a little break, drink some water and show us the video.
All right. We're going to show you this great film. This
All
is
right, here we go.
my extraordinary husband. So really, guys, feel, breathe, the cleanest air. We don't even have 5G. We don't have any air traffic overhead. Just feel it.
All right, let me pick this up for you.
Yeah, and we're right in the Andes Mountains.
Great.
Hang on.
Here we are. All right.
Go.
Can we hear it?
Throughout the ages, people have been fascinated with pyramids, and most famously, the pyramids of the Giza Plateau. And while the science of these pyramids is still waiting to be fully understood, it did not take long for researcher Alexander Golod, a Ukrainian scientist, to look more deeply at what was present at those pyramids and the Nubian pyramids in North Africa. Golod discovered that the geometry of the Nubian pyramids was in fact more powerful. Did you know that there are 115 Egyptian pyramids made over 3,000 years, but 255 Nubian pyramids were constructed in just 300 years? Well, Golod took this to heart and built a series of pyramids over an oil field in Russia. The oil became 30% less viscous. They began to extract more oil with greater ease. He then constructed a giant pyramid in Moscow and continued his studies. This pyramid outside of Moscow not only demonstrated unique properties to help heal people, it was fascinating that water in the pyramid at minus 40 degrees Celsius did not freeze unless it was agitated. And this is Alexander Golod right here, tapping on this water bottle, and look how it freezes instantly. This is a signal to be recognized that the energy of the pyramid is powerful and it is beyond our current scientific understanding. When the pyramid was completed, the Russian military radar, the air traffic radar, discovered that there was a torsion field high above the pyramid. Through the course of years, they began to learn about drinking water modification, people who meditate in the pyramid having greater inner peace. Seeds were placed in the pyramid. They even built a pyramid over a hospital to help improve recovery times of the patients. Newborns that were given solutions that were placed in the pyramid for a week had health indexes improve greatly. The science behind the pyramids is fascinating and it is comprehensive. When it came time to construct a pyramid, I found myself looking at the hieroglyphs from the ancient Egyptian temples, and therein I found the secret, the symbol for eternal life by a high aspect ratio pyramid with a smaller pyramid inside. And thus began the experimentation and the design. Take a look at the interior of the Pyramid of Peace. There is a resonating small pyramid in the center that helps magnify the vibrational output of the big pyramid. Structure that was gifted to us first from the Nubians and then developed further by Alexander Golod really helps bring forward the recognition that everything is energy and that consciousness and energy are connected. The human biofield is enhanced when exposed to the pyramid. Agricultural seeds have a 50% higher germination rate when exposed to the pyramid. The immune function is improved. Imagine coming to a spa and finding a pyramid inside where you can sit and relax and rediscover your own divine beingness. The Pyramid of Peace is a project that will support the world to claim greater tranquility, and the Pyramid of Peace will indeed support the upliftment of consciousness throughout our world. Each pyramid radiates the frequency of 600 on David Hawkins' scale, inspiring people to become their best.
We did it.
Wow. Wow. I'd just like to invite all of us, as we look at Sri and Kira, as we take in the power of this pyramid wisdom, maximum grace for us all, that we may take in their consciousness, their grace, the grace of the global Minga that they're demonstrating for us. Whatever relationships we may have in our life that are challenged, may that spirit of unity that came together to create this incredible peace pyramid, may we also move into that state of consciousness of unity with those in our world, in our lives, that there's been disharmony. Let's come together now. Let's all come together. I'm going to go to gallery view for a moment so we can just see all of the beautiful souls. I see so many friends, and I'm happy to see new friends. Maximum grace for the global Minga that Shri and Kira represent, and may we all integrate it into our own lives. Oh, so.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We are honored. We are honored to witness all. Sincerely, I am as you are. It is a blessing.
I'm going to read just a couple comments and then we've got a question for you.
Por favor.
Dia Therese says, I am truly one of the most blessed because I've been at Tassa Blue Mountain for the dedication of the first of the 12 peace pyramids.
Yes.
Falling Snow Woman writes, loving you, beautiful soul family. Angel Stanfield writes, amazing. Thank you, beloved teachers. Tears of joy. Eleanor Joy writes, I'm trembling inside with all of this. Awesome. And our question actually comes from Josephine, who's watching on Facebook. And she wants to know, is it possible for people to come and visit you? How does that work?
Yes, and thank you for asking. And, you know, I'll share with you the first time when the pyramid was consecrated on the 22nd, we had 1,400 locals show up that following weekend. And we had no idea what we were doing. Oh my gosh, do we need help? And so, yes, you can come and visit us. You can definitely come and visit us.
Did you do the fish and the loaves routine?
Literally, we pulled it off. You can do a lot with a plantain. And so I'm going to write the book, What You Cannot Do with a Plantain. And so please come, write this down, please. Or somebody write it in the chat who might know, Dia knows. TOSA, T-O-S-A, Blue, B-L-U-E, Mountain, M-O-U-N-T-A-I-N, TOSABlueMountain.com. There we are. That's where we live. That's where we're broadcasting to you right now. We are actually also a 5-star wellness retreat. We live in a valley where San Pedro grows wild and are very, very blessed to have our own archaeological site. We are a 5-star vegan, vegetarian, raw, fasting. You're seeing, there you go. How kind, thank you. Some pictures. So there's the Star House is very popular, Casa Cagnardi. So we have lots of different cottages and unique places. Lots of groups often come and take the whole place because we also have a dance studio, where a yoga dance studio with beautiful views. And of course we have the big pyramid. Yeah. Along with a few other pyramids and 3.5 kilometers of on-site trails.
So our philosophy is you come as a destination. The room rates include gourmet vegetarian food. All your meals are included and snacks. There's lots of trails and vistas and opportunities to remember the truth of who you are.
There you are.
Without dogma, with nothing but you and the air and nature calling you forward.
And we also have quite a few labyrinths on site. And you can see, some of the pictures there that you're seeing right now. And wow, caught us off guard here. I didn't plan on talking about this. So yeah, you can see, there you are. That's where we're sitting right now, where it says 5-star luxury. That's it. That's where we're sitting right now.
We're at the
literally in the water therapy center as we're speaking to you right now. And these are some of our Cagnardi friends, some of our musicians that are there on the end. That's Alexander Padilla in the white shirt with the black pants. And you might go, wow, he looks so young to be an elder. Well, that's because of all the genocide that happened. And so they have the very old, and then they have the young that are the elder carriers. And so he is an amazing man who will be with us New Year's as well. We have the only Shiva temple. That's one of our outdoor Shiva temples, but we also have a beautiful indoor Shiva temple as well. And lots of other things here. So thank you for asking. It's inspirational. It's
Yeah.
inspirational.
Oh, we welcome your visit.
And it's, the air is so clean, like you forget, and we're so blessed to have more water than we know what to do with. And right now we're giving away food because we basically hand you a basket and say, if you'd like to go cut something for our chef to cook for dinner, you're welcome to that option if you like.
Incredible. And I really am serious about organizing a Global Peace Tribe retreat
Hey,
at your place.
thank
Absolutely.
you. We'd love to receive you whenever your heart may call. And I really want to go back to the global Minga aspect of that, because when Shri and I started out 20 years ago, we have a small museum here because we've been very, very blessed that the universe has asked us to go to many places and do many wild things. And one of the things in our museum that we donated was the original manuscript of our book, Sacred Union, The Journey Home, which is in its 20th continual year of printing right now. And it's something that brings us back to the journey of Mother Gaia herself, because every book that we have shared has been from another space of the heart of Gaia. And when Shri and I first got together, and it's all in this book, we wound up in New Mexico. And many of you, those of you that have known us, know that for many, many years, we would have monthly gatherings and ensoulments. And it was just beautiful, the community that would gather, and the potlucks and the bands. And, we did that every month for 7 years. And then it was time to leave the United States, because it was a moment where the vision was strong of the potentiality of this moment. And the reason I'm sharing this with all of you right now is because I invite you right now, go back in your own life experience. And I want you to go back right before 2012. I want you to go back to 2010, if you can. Where were you? What was going on in your life? What was real? What was the dream you were carrying? What was the vision for humanity? And to really invite you into this moment. And I'm noticing a lot of third chakra energy. So you might want to notice what you're noticing. Just notice what you're noticing. Let go of your mind. Because all of us are in this potentiality, at this intersection, in this moment, rapidly pacing into this January 1 moment, which will be the ignition of the STORM of 2023. And as we are on this collision course for this potentiality, the blessing is that we are at the moment where everything is aligning for you to say yes to you, with support you might not have ever had before, including the absolute knowing of reverse aging. And that, Scott, brings me back to why we started talking about this, is that since Shri and I have lived here at Tosa Blue Mountain, we have been very blessed to be custodians of beautiful properties, all light portals. But Tosa Blue Mountain is sincerely, I call it an arc. And the reason I call it an arc is that when you come here, you will reverse age, you will heal in incredible ways. You start looking better in days because you're breathing air that is literally pure. There is zero air pollution in our valley. And in addition to that, we are the only remaining, what we were able to so far acquire and protect is the only remaining indigenous native plants in this entire valley. And so it's a moment to remember the restorative and rejuvenative power of a planet that is saying, hey, I'm tired. I need a little help here. And how many of us arose at one moment and said, I'm a little tired. Maybe I'm going to sit back now. At 59, I'm now 62. The universe touched me on the shoulder and said, you're either going to sit in this wheelchair the rest of your life and you're going to be able to ensoul and it'll be beautiful. And that's going to be it. And you'll leave behind this little body of work. Or you can step over here and really embody the divine mastery presence into form, which is the yoga of self-ascension, and call forward the energy that will be necessary should this potentiality arise. And for those of you that know me, and have followed and worked with Shri and I and know us. From 2019 through 2022, I have reversed aged 30 years medically, 30 years. I'm in the best shape of my life. I am on the treadmill an hour a day, every morning, from wheelchair bound to that, 100% guided by the mastery presence I am, everything I do. And the only exception to that is this pool that my beautiful husband built, which is a true water therapy pool with an infinity, beautiful labyrinth in it. And the gift of that is that we did all of that through, going back to your question earlier, Scott, through the law of instantaneous manifestation. And so you breathe in and you ask, well, how? How can that possibly be? It's through three things: steadfast commitment, really steadfast commitment, focused awareness, really focused awareness. When your eyes are going this way too often, when greed, competition, and jealousy still rule, and it does, it will always take you off track, because you cannot get out of the small I into the I am as you are. So steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and the final one is complete trust. And that's the trust that exists outside of the arrogance of the energy of an ego that would assume that it knows it all. It's the complete trust in the knowing that you know nothing, and yet it's all available.
Mm.
And that's the gift. That's the moment. And that's the reason it's all happening. That's why the Ascension Renaissance is here, because so many are rising. With every breath, we are in an experience of new consciousness. We're already further than we've ever gone before. So why not let every breath be extraordinarily fun? Why not remember how to dance again? Why not remember how to sing again? Why not remind yourself that whatever you want to be, wanted to be, or wanted in your life, you are 100% capable of having, because we're living proof of it right now. And there was no big thing sitting around that made this happen. It was trust. It was trust.
Let's just all take a breath on that. We're just about halfway through our show. I want to read a few more comments, and then I'm going to actually go to Omashar for a little bit of music for us to integrate, because you're giving us so much wisdom, so much inspiration. But I do want to read a few of the comments that have come in. Cherry writes, yes, I've been around 14 years as a student, and I've witnessed all of that. Our wonderful beloved brother, the wild abbot of the Mystic Monastery, Cherry writes, the climate in Quito, Ecuador is the ultimate climate on earth. Linda Perry writes, this is truly Eden. Falling Snow One writes, the land at Tosa Blue Mountain welcomes us all home. Angel writes, my heart is with Tosa. Kim writes, so much love and gratitude for bringing this wonderful gift of love and peace into the physical. The energy it emits is so full of love, light, and joy. Jeffrey writes, I am beyond words. I am speechless. So thank you, everybody. And definitely put more thoughts, comments, and questions into the chat box. We'll try and get to all of them. While Omashar plays, I'm going to check and see what our Facebook friends have to say. And we'll be back with Shri and Kira after another number from Omashar.
Another number from Omashar. Thank you, Shri and Kira. I feel transported there, and I'm already breathing in that beautiful, clear energy. And please find me a place with no 5G, is holy smoke. I can feel it. I spent the last couple of decades in Hawaii, and there was very little there. And here I am in Colorado, and I can feel all of it. Holy smoke. However, luckily I have the comparison. So here's, I don't know if this is a grounding song. It's called Welcome Home, but it's one in which we can remember how to dance. And so let's dance a little bit, shall we?
And let me shine a light inside, and I'll show you where your truth resides. And lift your eyes up to the skies, and I'll prove to you that nothing dies. Together we will rise again, and we'll make amends for what we've done. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. So let me take your hands in mine. As I look at you, your spirit shines. You see, it's true that we are one, and we came out from the central sun. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. So when you take a different view, and you dream awake, breathe out the new. The world will come alive again, as we dance and sing and make new friends. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. Welcome you home. You see, it's true that we are one, 'cause we came out from the central sun.
Everybody, let's do some twinkling, sending Amashar our appreciation. And before I get to more thoughts, comments, questions with Sri Kira, we have something very special. Astaria, you are on camera. And maybe move your camera down just a little bit so we see more of you and less of the ceiling. And I know you've got a little special gift for Sri and Kira.
Hey.
Namaste, Scott, beloved ones, Shri and Kira. From my heart, I wanted to sing you 1,000 Points of Light. And I would like to invite anybody that feels they want to sing along to please do so. I'll sing it for you once. I had a dream, 1,000 points of light, glittering with delight, in peace, love, joy, and harmony. Try it. I had a dream, 1,000 points of light, glittering with delight, in peace, love, joy, and harmony. Okay, brave souls, try it.
Keep yourselves muted, everyone. Got to keep yourselves muted, otherwise we'll have too much noise. So, Starry, you're the only one we're going to hear on camera, because otherwise it'll just be a lot of noise. It's hard to sync lots of people singing.
Okay, so here's the final one. And with the Peace Pyramid on January 1, 2023, 1,000 peace pyramids with 1,000 points of light will light up all the way to the great central sun. Love you all.
Let's all twinkle Astaria for that beautiful gift of love from her heart. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I love you, honey.
Great joy. Thank
Feel
you.
me. I'm right here. I love you so much. Thank you. That was beautiful. I'm sweating. I'm feeling your love is so huge. I'm like, thank you, sweetheart.
That was awesome. Awesome. You know, that's a perfect segue actually to a question. Dorina, who's also down in Ecuador, first of all writes, thank you, Sheree and Kira, and your amazing team for all you're doing and co-creating. It makes such a big difference, not only locally here in Ecuador, but globally, universally, and beyond. And her question is, what is the intention and the plan or the timing for the next amazing global peace pyramids?
Thank you for asking. And if you're here in Ecuador, come see us. We're about 45 minutes outside of Cuenca. Our plan is that the Global Minga Foundation is seeking our collaborators to help us make that vision come true. You know, Sheree and I did this as the initial project of all 12. We're very excited about, and I was thinking about as Astaria was just singing her 1,000 points of light. We've also created these backyard pyramids that are like the ones in the middle, so that imagine 1,000 of those around the planet, that you could have all these benefits of the pyramid going around the planet as well. So our intention is to come together with the collaborators that also would like to hold this vision and to expand that vision more. We currently have 4 countries that we personally can assist with putting the next pyramids in, but beyond that, we're looking for those that are feeling the call.
Just say yes.
Exactly. Give us a shout out. Come visit. Come visit. You got to feel it. Once you come and you're in it, you get it. You know, I think part of the vitality that's going on in Sheree and I, and the continual reverse aging, the continual vitality that's coming in is now because of living with this pyramid, literally. I mean, I'm going to walk out this door, walk across a couple things, and there's going to be the pyramid. So it's really quite an extraordinary energy. And I do want to share also, for those of you that are here in Ecuador, whenever you get down here, here's the other beautiful thing that happened with this pyramid. You know, this valley is indigenous, and these people are people of the land, and we're Ecuador. So we're up with the sun and we're down with the sun. You know, it's 12 hours every day. And, you know, this time of year it's 13, but it's always 12 to 13 hours a day, the same thing. But at night, when these people out here that don't have electricity, they're gathering because the pyramid's lit all night. And, you know, people are falling in love looking at the pyramid. People are kissing for the first time. Families are gathering at night after work. And we've been out to the villages, and they've been telling us that they sit at night and they talk about the miracle of the pyramid. And so when you can put up a pyramid, imagine putting this pyramid up in a village in a remote area where you don't need electricity, but yet that benefit. Look what happened in Russia. They gave an exhausted oil field and said, here, go put your silly pyramid here. And then they're taking it all back because suddenly it's producing oil, and extinct flowers are growing again, and plants are growing faster. We are producing triple the food. We are giving food away. And that's the first thing we're seeing. Even our San Pedro are growing faster. So there is a tangible gift of these pyramids. So our intention is peace. At the end of the day, whether this would be the only one ever built, whether all 12 are built, We built it at the literal heart of the world, at the center, that says all are welcome. Here I am as the sea of neutrality, and to offer a drop into a very big ocean that is getting a little polluted.
Yeah.
And so peace is our intention at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No, go ahead.
important-
Go ahead.
Yeah,
it's-
sorry.
It's important to remember that when our attention is focused on the outer world, we're easily distracted by and amused by all of the events and things out there. When we participate, as Scott, as you're participating
doing,
here,
yeah.
calling people back to heart, calling people to remember a deeper level of truth, then we're conditioning the field. We're radiating the energy of the divine in form, and then we are informed, and we are guided, and we are harmonizing, and it comes with ease and joy. And so, beloved ones, there are many ways to kiss the earth. There are many ways to love each other. The key is to breathe into the truth that I see the divine in you. And I gaze at you, I see myself. When I gaze at you, I see the divine. And as we practice seeing the divine at all times, we cannot help but expand love and joy.
The highest will always manifest because that's all we see.
Wow. All right. Well, there's a lot of comments that I want to read.
Okay.
And a couple of questions. Dia Therese just wrote, Sri and Kira's book, Sacred Union, The Journey Home, is a must have. And she also says, yes, Omashar, we all indeed come from that beloved central sun. I like to call it the eternal beloved inside. Our beautiful mystic wild abbot, Jerry, he has 10,000 acres in Puerto Rico that he's the steward of. And he says, we have unlimited bamboo and would love to build a full-size pyramid on the nation of St. John at the Mystic Monastery in Puerto Rico.
Hook us up.
I will connect you and Jerry. Here, let me find him, see if he was on camera a moment ago, dancing away. There he is. Hey, Jerry, you're on camera, buddy. If you can unmute for a minute. And if you haven't met before, Jerry is one of our favorite members of the Global Peace Tribe. He came to our retreat in Sedona. He has been blessed. He is the steward of 10,000 acres, his own ecclesiastic nation. There are only 5 ecclesiastic nations in the entire world, the most famous being the Vatican, but one of them is Jerry's Mystic Monastery, dedicated to St. John the Baptist. And I'm doing a lot of the speaking for you, Jerry, because I don't know how good your internet is. Give it a try.
Yes, we would be greatly blessed to have an extension of your pyramid in Puerto Rico on our preserve. And our preserve just happens to be the actual holy lands, you might say, of the Taino people before Columbus arrived. So this sacred valley you see in the river behind me is the sacred river of those people that have pilgrimaged there from as far away as Georgia and Venezuela to pilgrimage to this site.
I feel it. What a wonderful gift.
I'm unable. Thank you.
We are all blessed.
All my heart.
Yes, thank you. God bless you for your service.
And you. Thank you.
Global Peace Tribe is coming together. We are all coming together, and it's so powerful.
Yes.
By the way, I see Ben Bowler just dropped in. Ben, I'll pop you on camera in a few minutes to say hello. But I do want to read a few more of the comments that have come in. Well, one of the things that makes it all possible is having a great team. And Sri and Kira are blessed to have a great team, including Jess. And so I just want to acknowledge Jess, who, makes so many things happen. She was on camera a few minutes ago, but I guess she turned her camera off. Anyway, Jess writes, what an incredible gathering, magic and miracles. Sarah writes, I'm so excited to be a part of the New Year's event and to get to see the Pyramid of Peace. There's Jess. Hey.
I'm here.
Now she's actually here in real time, but it's cold outside. That's why none of us are by the pyramid right now.
It's chilly for Ecuador.
Now, Jess, you saw something up in the sky a few minutes ago. You want to tell us about it?
Oh,
Yeah, before I came on air tonight, I was outside at the Triple Goddess Lakes, which also have illuminated beautiful pyramids in each of these lakes. And I was gazing at the sky as I do, and there were ships in the sky this evening. And they're very clearly ships. They don't track normally. They're making geometric shapes. They phase in and out. So I think it's another one of those blessings and testaments to the energy being emanated here. And there's a gathering beyond what we see with our physical eyes if we look.
so we're talking about that. I didn't know I'm just like a little bit like, okay, are we going to talk about this? Because this is something since we built the pyramid, it's every night. What used to be once a month or whatever, it's now every night. And it's so beautiful. And the energy is so incredible and miracle energy. Like I'm just connecting with the energy in Puerto Rico right now as well. And my heart is so big because we were just at the Guardiana de la Fe. And I have a very deep connection. I went to high school at St. John the Baptist. I mean, there's just too deep a connection here for me that I'm just a little overwhelmed in the moment. And we were just in the Cajas with the Guardiana de la Fe, and we just finished pilgrimages to all of these sacred sites in Mexico with another group. And this is a miracle in action. I think this is, Scott, you asked, what is the law of instantaneous manifestation? This is it. When sincerity, love, and presence come together without any ulterior motive, just the highest service, miracles happen.
Yes.
And every single person here tonight is witnessing a miracle in real time. And I just want to bow before the all, because my heart is like, just thank you. Thank you. I really needed this myself. It's been a long year. It's been a really long year. So thank you. Forgive me. I think maybe I should go off camera for a minute.
No, tears are beautiful.
I'm so sorry.
It's so beautiful because tears are only from the heart. Tears are from the heart. And so just really getting a chance to feel you on that deep level is such a gift to us. Thank you, Kira.
We love you, Kira. We love you so much.
Oh, thank you. I
And
love
you're
you all
helping
so
me,
much.
personally,
I just
you're
wanna
helping me
help
fill that
more.
place in myself that doesn't like to always express in that place. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're all so beautiful. Thank you. I mean, look at this community. This is, we've lived in our little bubble for 12 years. We've really been the hermits living with the indigenous. We had the visions. I saw it coming and it was like, okay. And this moment to see all of you is the gift, to know you exist and that you're still on the journey. To know that you can at any moment reclaim greater vitality. You honestly can do this. You really can. All you have to do is witness it. And that's what Shri and I are doing. But it's hard to do it alone. And we've been doing it alone for 12 years. And that's why we're here. Because the universe pushed us out of our little lovely bubble. And it was a very rude insertion. It was a very rude insertion. And so thank you for being, Scott, thank you for this moment. It's so profound and I'm so grateful. And that's as spontaneous and nakedly authentic as it gets, guys, because that's how we live. And there's a reason that we have students for 18, 20 years, because we're just gonna say it, no matter what the cost, no matter what.
So let's all take a breath. I do want to read some of the wonderful comments coming in.
Forgive me.
And definitely, no forgiveness at all. How beautiful. Thank you, Kira. Thank you. Thank you also, Jess, for all the support you provide and for letting us open up the doorway to the recognition of our star family. And definitely, this is a place on the Global Peace Tribe where people that do have regular experiences with star family come, and it's safe to talk about it and not be shunned or seen as there being anything wrong, that they are awake enough, their vibration is high enough. Remember that as we raise our vibration, then whether it's seeing angels, fairies, star family, deceased loved ones, people on the other side, those are some of the miracles or some of the experiences that happen as we raise our vibration. And the more that we can share our experiences without being doubted, criticized, or shamed, then it's kind of like a 100th monkey effect. We all start going, oh, wow, you know what I saw, you know what I experienced, and it becomes manifest. That is, again, part of instant manifestation. So I do want to read some of the wonderful comments coming in. Falling Snow Woman writes, I love you, Jess. I am Ananda writes, Nanu Nanu. Jeffrey Colbrook writes, we are making contact. Jess writes, tears, deep bow, only love. Jerry writes, yes, yes, yes to Jess. We love you. Eleanor Joy writes, it's great to be vulnerable and feel safe and loved with that. Eleanor Joy, by the way, is who always leads, along with Jeffrey Colbrook, our dancing. She's always dancing and 80 years young. Sherry writes, we are here for you because we need you and we love you to pieces. I'm going to put the camera on you while I share some of these comments. Falling Snow Woman, I love you. George Noble, blessings of tears of release, Kira. Leslie writes, I'm so moved. My heart is so full. Charlotte writes, maximum grace for you, Kira. Julia writes, truly connective shows we are all one. And some of the new comments that just came in. Dia writes, Jess, my heart pounds a loud beat. Thank you for telling us all about our sky friends. Namaste. And then a question that came in on Facebook, actually a while back, from Mimi. Mimi says, I am paralyzed in a wheelchair. I am not going to be able to come to Ecuador. How can I access the pyramid peace energy?
Two ways. First is go to EgyptianHealingRods.com, sincerely. And this is the other part of the pyramid, is that because we have the pyramid, we're already energizing quartz from our own land, because we're on a quartz mine, which we do not mine, but we are energizing all of those products. So the first thing is it will move energy even in a wheelchair, and they really are scientifically proven. The second, I'm going to turn over to my husband, because there are other ways that this can happen, but definitely check out the rods. We have had extraordinary success.
The Egyptian healing rods are carrying the frequency of the pyramid. The pyramid actually
They're made
prints, and the molecular structure of the metal changes. This is not just a hypothesis, is scientifically proven. But what's more important than science are the energetic benefits of attuning to a higher vibration. As Scott was sharing, when we really let go of the need to repeat that which happened yesterday, meaning to be in that pattern reality that is comforting in some ways, but and surrender to the present moment, we will harmonize in the way that is perfect for us at that moment.
Yes.
Reverse aging doesn't mean you look younger. What it means is you become that which you need to be in order to serve, in order to live your mission, in order to be healthy and vital and happy. And for many people, it involves a youth process. For many,
she's in a wheelchair.
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying is that the energy will bring to you that which is required for you to feel greater peace and happiness and be in service, regardless of the physical situation.
And I will share this with you as well, because I was almost in a wheelchair. I wasn't paralyzed, but I was almost in a wheelchair, and I had moments of paralysis. There is that all-abiding knowing, the choice that only you can make. that decides that I am, and read our new book. I mean, it really brings us to the books that we just put out. Go read the Four Knowns.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Ascension Renaissance is here. We are the Ascension Renaissance, this whole community. You that's asking this question, and I'm so glad you asked. And all of you that are sitting there going, oh, this isn't possible. If it was, believe me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. But what it took at the end of the day, and the rods were huge, and that's why they were used in ancient Egypt, and go learn about them. And there's many people on this panel tomorrow that buy our rods for their consciousness. And so it's important to give yourself the moment inside your own experience of your own experience. And I'm going to show you a graphic because it's the only way I can describe it without it seeming confusing. And what it is this. Let's see, let me find it on our computer. Hopefully you're staring at this. If you notice the copyright on this, it's 2018. In 2018, through the Ascension Escalator that opened in 2015 through 2021, our consciousness started exponentially expanding, and we had the opportunity to bring into body of form our ascended beingness, to be the self-ascended presence and form, rather than think we have to die to ascend, or that ascension is something that happens after. It's about being the ascended presence now in full remembrance. And so if you look at this graphic, the third dimensional experience, which we're all experiencing in our belief in flesh, lets us witness. But it's when you become the witnesser of that experience that you're able to sustain, because you're loving yourself enough. It's when you love yourself enough, when your heart ignites. And then when you release the judgment of the self, you stand in the seventh. And to get out of that wheelchair permanently, you have to stand in the seventh in your trust in the divine, from wherever that's coming from. And that, at the end of the day, will be your first step. And no matter how strong it is, I am not this body. And sincerely, I feel like our second little book we just put out, it was written just for you. So it's a donation. Remember, all of our books are donations to the Global Minga Foundation. We're feeding 400 children. I mean, we're doing a lot right now. So get the books.
Just to make sure that's clear, if you run over to Amazon, the book is called The Four Knowns.
Right. And just maybe you could put a link or something.
And there's a meditation that is hyperlinked into the Kindle version of the book.
A really beautiful meditation.
And the key here is that all of us are living with ourselves, so to speak. And the emergent self is what we are surrendering to. This is the Ascension Renaissance. What is emerging through each and every one of us is carrying more light, more love, and more potential service expansion than ever before.
We are each a master. Let us come to our round table together outside of the greed, the jealousy, and the competition. That's when the miracles happen.
Here is a couple of important websites that you've talked about. Here is, we're on Amazon. You can find Sri and Kira's Yoga of Self-Ascension and the Four Knowns. That's what came up when I went into Amazon and
That's
Googled.
the two we just released. They're brand new.
Right. So there it is, including a Kindle edition for nothing. Is that free? Is that true? Available?
If you have Kindle Unlimited, but if you want to download it into your Kindle, it's $2.99, which was the lowest price they would let us put on it. And it's only because it really is, these two books are not that long, but what they are is a 20-year update. It's saying, okay, if I was just stepping in and I wanted to know about what is the Yoga of Self-Ascension, what is the basis of how I can achieve the law of instantaneous manifestation, this is your quick guide that has it all in there. And 100% of your money is a donation to Global Minga. And so it helps you, it helps the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. And then the other website that you talked about is Healing Rods.
Right,
So
EgyptianHealingRods.com.
Right, EgyptianHealingRods.com. And is there any particular place on this website, just while we're looking at it, that you want to direct people to?
Well, I'll tell you, if you read the homepage or take a look at the photo gallery, here's a caveat. We cannot put a lot of medical information on the site because the FDA will shut us down.
They actually tried to shut us down 10 years ago because we have so much scientific proof of no more blood pressure
But
problems.
we're not part of the system, so to speak. And these rods, we've been personally working with them since 2002. And there have been a lot of healings, people off their blood pressure meds, people that are healing broken bones, etc. And the key is they amplify consciousness. So it's not like taking a medicine saying I'm a victim, fix me. It's a synergistic, energetic effect. As you hold the rods and you breathe and you meditate and you visualize, your energy field lifts, you open to the potential that is your destiny to manifest.
And it brings us back to the pyramid, because you cannot make the rods without a pyramid. Remember, these were found in the Great Pyramid, which we're going back to privately in June. And when they were found, the ancient manuscripts were lost for a while. They came back to us through a very interesting situation out of Russia. And this was how we started working with the Russian pyramid. And so the pyramid we have now is already conditioning the materials, because going back also to the question earlier, how do you connect with the how do you connect with the pyramid? Grab a set of Egyptian healing rods and let the miracles happen for you. And remember, they work at all different energetic levels, whether it's physical healing, whether it's emotional stabilization, or whether it's true ignition. And then there's rods that we don't make available at the website that we only make available to those that have worked with the rods for a while, because they're really quite extraordinary.
Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Kim just wrote, these Ascension Renaissance books are amazing. The more you read, the more is revealed. And I want to just ask, because obviously, Kira, you bring through so much energy. And I do want to go back to the moment that you had where you were sharing that it's been a big year. And I know you bring through a lot of energy, and I think you're having an experience tonight of getting a chance to see 75 people that love you and are inspired by you. And what do you two need at this time in your life? You give so much to the world. What can the world give back to you? Now, I know you already are living in paradise and you've got each other. And so, you got it going on, kids. But is there anything that your Global Peace Tribe, your family, can do to further support you?
Well, let's take in a deep breath on that question, right? Even just that question invites and invokes a depth.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we would each take in a deep breath there, the gift that we would find would be for each to remember themselves outside of anything other than the knowing of who I am as you are. And that would be the first step, would be for each of us to just start really, really saying yes to the greater potentiality. We are at a moment where it's important to have the experience of gazing in the mirror, which we're doing right now, right? We're looking at all these wonderful mirrors. And so as we gaze in these mirrors, to love every reflection, to honor, to recognize that all have the right to be. You don't have to agree with them, but all have the right to be. And we learned that from our land. When we take people on tours going up to the archaeological and the temples here, when we first moved here, there was the part of the land that everybody said should be killed. That's all the crappy, get rid of that, get rid of that. Then there were cut these trees down. And when we walked the land, what we saw was the harmony and the balance between it all. And now trees that were dead are bearing so much fruit, they're almost falling over. Black walnut trees that they thought were extinct, I now have 35 bearing black walnut trees. I mean, we have so much food we don't know what to do with, because love honestly does return itself.
Yes.
And that's what this is. This is a working model of love. So how can we invite the greater to do anything other than where love is directing the one to be? And so that would be the first wondrous and most beautiful gift I think anyone could ever experience.
To be witnessed with love
Yes.
is to amplify the reason we take birth.
Right? To only hold the highest. If there is a naivety around Shri and I, and during this past year, there has been much, because we didn't realize the skepticism that integrity would be met with. And we did not realize what that when you walk in knowing you can't be bought, you immediately, there's a whole strata of people, many of the agents for Your People Tomorrow killed our deal because we wouldn't buy in. And so it's interesting. And so that's the moment at hand, is to start looking beyond and to not be afraid to say the truth and to let the truth be heard, because that's really what it's about. And that's the gift of what you're doing, Scott. You, Omashar, all of you are the champions of that round table. And that's the gift of this moment. You know, the other gift I would invite would be, whether you can come here or not, really connect with the energy of peace and the energy of 2023. Go to our website, read about 2023, read some of the recent articles that have been posted. In 2023, there will be a huge rise in technological arrogance. There will be many devices that will claim quick enlightenment, and they will want to hook you up. And they're going to tell you that it's the right thing to do, and they're very well funded. I have looked them in the eyes, and they tried to buy our rods, and they tried to do a few other things. Be careful, because right now you need to hold passion for who you are more than those that are going to tell you why their machine is going to take you where you need to go. Be careful.
Your
Just be careful.
consciousness, your process
Yeah.
of self-ascension is not dependent upon any electronic device.
Unless you want it to be. And that's the caveat, right?
But as a
It's room for
co-creator,
everybody.
as a co-creator, you
Exactly.
can do wonders.
So we're just sharing that take that for what it's worth. I guess we're old fashioned, but there are some beautiful ways to attain enlightenment without having to hook up.
Absolutely. Well, I want to read a couple more comments. I'm going to bring Ben Bowler on if he turns his camera on, because we love Ben. And just to remind everybody that Sri, Kira, and I and Omashar collaborate every other weekend, every other Sunday morning at 9 o'clock Pacific time, 12 noon Eastern. We all come together and Omashar plays music. I do a brief prayer, meditation, and then we get the latest download from Sri and Kira, and that includes this Sunday morning. So I just want to really invite people to get on the email list for Sri and Kira. And we'll put that link or maybe Jess can put that link into the chat box. Join us Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. and then we roll right into our Sacred Sunday show. So it really works out perfectly. And speaking of collaborations, we are all going to collaborate this New Year's Eve. We just started talking about it today. It's already coming together. So on New Year's Eve, December 31st, keep your eyes peeled. You'll get the notification from Global Peace Tribe and from Sri and Kira and from World Unity Week and all of our friends. We're all going to do a big New Year's Eve online collaboration as we all come together in really wonderful, wonderful ways. And for those of you, again, watching on Facebook, please do, you can still come on in, you can still join Global Peace Tribe, and we'll send you the link to the chat box so you can read all the links that we've talked about tonight. And that's one of the advantages to coming into the Zoom room, is that all the links to the books and to the different things that you're hearing about take place here. A couple more announcements. Let me see if I can find Ben. Hopefully he's got his camera on. There he is. All right. One of our dear friends, the man who runs World Unity Week. Ben, you look like you're in your car.
Poor Ben.
I'm in the back of the car. I'm in the back of the car. Hey, Kira. Hi, Sri. Hey, Scott. Hey, everybody. Hey, Omashar. Great to be here with all of you on the Awakening World Family Vibes. Just been loving just sitting back and listening for the last 15 or 20 minutes since I finished an appointment, but just really, loving the spirit here and the tenderness. And there's so much to look forward to, as we reflect on 2022. Kira, thank you for your outpouring of emotion there. I think you really do that on behalf of all of us. It's been an incredible year in so many different ways. We've faced challenges individually and collectively that really we've never come across before in so many different ways. And that's really representative of opportunities that we've never had before, Scott, as we move forward in the spirit of collaboration. I mean, there's so many beautiful things coming up, brother. So just really excited to be here and full of divine enthusiasm for this moment and for what's ahead of us.
Beautiful. George writes, just asking clarification. Again, 9 a.m. is Shri and Kira, and 10 a.m. is the Sacred Sunday Show. And Ben, I've just pulled up onto the screen for everybody to see the event that you're putting together, Birth 2012, 10 years to reflect and connect. Stories of 10 years of evolution around the consciousness campfire. It's going to be this winter summer solstice, December 21st. That's Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific time. It's a Zoom room. Tell us a little bit more about what's going to be taking place.
Well, Scott, it's really incredible that next Wednesday, it's 10 years since all the excitement around the Mayan calendar ending. And I bet if you went around the room tonight and said to people, where were you on December 21, 22, 2012, and what was being born, I'm sure we would have an incredible, extraordinary, expansive conversation. It was such a unbelievable moment as people were, building up to that date for years with the Mayan calendar ending. Of course, Barbara Marx Hubbard.
Oh.
Barbara Marx Hubbard led with Stephen Diner for the shift. Yeah, called Birth 2012. So we've got Stephen coming on. So much got born across that period of time, 48 hours. Unify did their first ever global synchronized meditation. We did our first festival in Thailand. So much happened, Scott, on that day, around those days. I know Shri and Kira were connecting with the Mayans themselves at that time. So we're super excited to get together next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern with everybody. It's going to be broadcast out as well on Unify and other places. But like this experience, it's much better in the Zoom room to really just reflect, zoom out a little bit, look at the last 10 years, think about how far we've come individually and in groups and collectively. Oh my goodness. I mean, talking about miraculous, it's just been a awesome process of co-creative, and it's like the tip of the iceberg. We only see so much, but underneath all of that, there is just unbelievable amounts of co-creativity that is taking place. So by reflecting on 2012, looking at where we are now, and then taking a breath about what comes after this, we're going to recharge, redraw, renew, and reconnect with the spirit of that birth moment and bringing it into the end of this year and the beginning of the new year.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ben. Stick around, because after we're done with this, we're going to chat a little bit about our plans for New Year's Eve. Now get everybody ready, maybe get a pen and paper, because there's a lot of announcements, Global Peace Tribe announcements that I want to make right now. And then we will give Shri and Kira a chance to say a final goodbye, and then we'll close, as always, with Om Shar music. But get ready for some wonderful announcements. So tomorrow's an amazing day. We've got 3 incredible events taking place. Every Saturday morning now, I lead what I call Relationship Satsang. It's an opportunity to come together. It's not live streamed, it's not recorded. It's just for the people who come into the Zoom room, and we talk about what's going on in our lives. It's a chance to get support from myself and other members of my Love Coach Academy that are great coaches. And it's time to get support. And that's tomorrow morning, every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then it's about an hour to 90 minutes usually. And then once a month, our friend Teresa Collins has her Global Coherence Pulse. And tomorrow it's going to be Intentions from the Heart. And we're going to all take turns giving prayers. And so join us. That's at 12 noon Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern. During Om Shar's song, I'll put all the links to all of these things into the chat box. But definitely join us tomorrow at 12 noon for Global Coherence Pulse. And then in the evening, we've got a very special edition of the Awakening World that's taking place. Shri and Kira are examples of ascension. They are living a life of ascension. They're experiencing heaven on earth in their lives at this time. And so what is ascension? Well, we've invited several other ascension teachers to share their wisdom, including William Henry, Vivian Chavot, the Stargate people, Pragit and Julian, and our beloved Twin Ray. And I know a lot of the people watching right now love the Twin Ray. As always, great music with Omashar, Cornflower, and Pamela Luz Butters providing music. So that's tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. So tomorrow's going to be a great, great day to really get in touch, get ready for the solstice. And then, boom, we are going to celebrate the solstice once again with Ben and Adil and Stephen Dinan, Shri and Kira. Join us Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, as we really celebrate the solstice and take a look at all that we've experienced over these past 10 years. So, wow, there's a lot going on. And finally, this is the time to register for the new season of the Awakening Worlds. If you haven't already registered, do it now, because if you come in at the gold or premium levels, you're going to get a free ticket to the New Year's Day concert put on by Cornflower and Kristen Hoffman, two of our absolute favorite musical artists. They met through the Global Peace Tribe. They both were on Saturday Night Live, met each other, and they've now done 4 concerts together. And every concert they do is amazing. It's going to be a great way to start the new year. When you register for Global Peace Tribe at the higher level, you're going to get a free ticket. So there's a lot going on. And as you see, we're all coming together. Like, wow, Shri and Kira met the magical, mystical Jerry Anderson today for the first time. That's a great meeting. And we're all coming together, getting to know each other. I also want to just acknowledge Jay Mayer, who's just joined in, came in. And Jay is a wonderful part of Global Peace Tribe, who brings light touch, a wonderful way for us to bring more love into our lives, more affirmation. So become a part of this beautiful Global Peace Tribe. And we are going to do more retreats in 2023, definitely on the West Coast in San Diego or the Bay Area, back in Sedona, back in Asheville, North Carolina, and hopefully maybe even pulling it together to go to Ecuador. So become a part of the Global Peace Tribe. I'm going to come back to Shri and Kira for any final thoughts you want to share.
Oh, wow. My heart is truly expanded and the joy is bubbling. It's a wonderful, wonderful moment to breathe consciously. And I would like to just offer to those of us that are willing to hear the mantra of self-ascension to breathe together, because this mantra has been a guidepost for us for the last 20 years, and I want to affirm it and share it.
I'll share it while you're sharing. It's
And
4 simple lines.
It's 4 simple lines, and I'm going to repeat it 3 times and invite you to just think along or say along with me. Take a deep breath. So, I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide
me.
And so it is.
And so you shall be guided.
Thank you.
Beloved ones, thank you for your kind attention, your love, and your willingness to keep going.
And we would look forward to expanding this conversation with you on Sunday after your extraordinary journey tomorrow. Let's wrap it on Sunday when Scott and Omashar are going to be blessed to be with us again, and we dive into an extraordinary moment together. Thank you for the honor of sharing such sacred time with all of you. It was truly an honor. We are very grateful.
Thank you, Shri and Kira. We love you very much. See you on Sunday morning.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
And as always, we love to close with our beautiful beloved brother, Omashar.
Shri and Kira, thank you so much. Thank you so much. There are no words that can express what you are holding in your hearts for us all. I feel it. And yes, it's been a big year, and I think we all need to have a good gush and a good cry and a good watershed, right? And it just takes one to pop that bubble. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, and here's a little reveal. Oh, there it is. This is me. It's true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Beautiful.
I am you, though we seem to come from different skies. And what is true is a light that shines right through your eyes. Yes, we are here and now, and it's time to leave the past behind. So take me by the hand, let us walk across this sacred land, because I am you, though we seem to come from different skies. And what is true is the light that shines right through your eyes. I'll sail away with you across the universe. We'll fly on eagle's wings, and you know we'll cry with gratitude, because remember, you're always divinely connected. Our spirits, our bodies are being resurrected. The love in your hearts will lift you up, and I'll come along and fill your cup. I am you, though we seem to come from different skies. And what is true is the light that shines right through your eyes. 1,000 sunny days describes the joy I feel. I'll walk 1,000,000 miles, 'cause you know we'll see the truth revealed. Of course, remember, you're always divinely connected. Our spirits, our bodies are being resurrected. The love in your hearts will lift you up, and I'll come along and fill your cup. Everybody, I am you, though we seem to come from different skies. And what is true is a light that shines right through your eyes. And remember, you're always divinely connected. Our spirits, our bodies are being resurrected. The love in your hearts will lift you up, and we'll come along and fill your cup, because I am you.
Beautiful. What a perfect, wonderful, wonderful way to conclude what's been a beautiful show. Thank you so much, Omar Shark. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Well, everybody, it's been a beautiful, beautiful evening and just the start of our weekend. So I look forward to seeing all of you, hopefully tomorrow morning or tomorrow at 12 noon for Global Coherence, or in the evening for Awakening World, or for all three. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. And I'm going to go to gallery view one more time. So let's all twinkle and say good night and goodbye to everybody.
Namaste.
Namaste. Now must go.